3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone. Hey Reality is Complex. Welcome. Hi Super Mario. First in the chat tonight. Hey Jeff, how are you tonight? Is Jeff with us? Green Sleeves 20, it's great to see you.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen him in a while.
Putting them on the screen. We got a whole 6 watching right now. Hey Bellador. You think we're going on tonight? You know us. We're always late.
Hey, Michael Fontaine.
Michael Fontaine. Welcome. Hey Noise Guru.
Hey, Noise Guru.
Popcorn? Not pop? Alright guys, so I gotta tell you, 2 of the things tonight, one I don't think is a Mandela effect at all, and the other one definitely is not. It may piss people off, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if those 2 things piss people off, but they have to be said. They're things that have to be said. You know, sometimes you see something and it's so absolutely ridiculous. Like, I usually keep my channel just Mandela effect and, you know, that realm of stuff. But this stuff has to be said. We're talking about protecting kids. And then just ridiculousness having to do with rainbows. So I gotta talk about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance. We're gonna get them out of the way. And then we'll jump into the Mandela effect stuff. But let's see. Hey, pushing buttons. Pushing buttons jumped in too. All right, guys. You'll see. We're gonna get right into it. Jeff, if you could pull up the PSA one first. I might do this on Hero's channel as well because it's that important to me. Again, protecting kids. It's upsetting to me. All right, here we go. I'll read this one, Jeff, since it's a little...
Okay.
The next one isn't as bad. You can read the next one. And then we'll do your segment and then do the Mandela effects. You see what I'm saying? Let's get this out of the way first.
Yep.
Okay. So this is a PSA to all parents of young children. Please watch what you say in front of your kids. I'm about to show you a conversation I had in a game. This was in a game. So I say, let that sink in a game chat. You will understand better in a minute. Hey, Honest Hunter O'Brien. Pushing button says hi, Jeff.
Hey, Pushing.
There's a...
Hey, Honest Hunter O'Brien. And hi to Reality is Complex as well. And Crunchy B.
And Crunchy B, welcome. There is a literal child, not even a preteen, on my team in the PlayerX game Homescapes. I don't remove her from the team because she will just join another team. At least in my team, I can try to protect her. I know nothing about the people on my team other than their names that they choose to use in the game. Like, you can't click on their profile and go to Facebook or anything. It's all separate. It's just their name. So I don't know anything about them. I have repeatedly warned her to stop sharing personal identifying info in the chat. That you never know who is a predator of children. As I am thinking, where are her parents? You know, that's what I'm thinking constantly. Where are they? How is she doing this and they don't see it? Yet she has shared her birthday with year repeatedly, her state, town, age, and now her parents' political beliefs. So here you can see, I am 10. Just turned that age on January 29th. And she knows. Sorry for the personal info. Jeff, can you read the little box in the middle? It's too small for me. What I wrote.
She knows she's supposed to. I've told her 100 times, but she's too young. She impulsively speaks. Then remembers she shouldn't.
And you can't delete messages. Let's go on. This person, for example, was on my watch list. Their profile pic was a man in his 50s to 60s. Now the pic is generic. He joined the group and said, I think it's generic because I kicked him out. He joined the group and said hi to me, which, okay. But then Rachel, that's the name I made up, not her real name, said hi to them. And they started asking her weird questions. He was booted immediately. So again, Rachel is not her real name. I do not have the ability to remove comments, not even my own. So I can't do anything except beg her to stop doing this. But yesterday I was infuriated. Not at her. I was angry at her parents. Hey, Go Kart Bob. Hey, Ryu. Because her parents are indoctrinating her with their beliefs. Beliefs that I feel should not be shared with young children at all. That's not the problem. I'm going to get to the problem in a minute. It's fine to teach how our government works, how other governments work in a general age-appropriate way to children her age. But the real issue, but to tell your young child whose mind cannot properly process this information, who cannot fact check yet, that children are dying in cages and being treated like animals, what's wrong with her parents? Like, really? Her messages are. I have also heard rumors that he'd have children be trapped in cages and would treat them terribly like a dog at a pound. I have heard enough about Trump, and he is probably going to be president and make this world a worse, more violent place. No offense to Trump fans, but Trump is a rotten bully. He should be in prison for everything that he's done. She's putting this in a game chat, guys. Like, I didn't share all of her messages. This girl is terrified that Trump is going to, like, ruin the world. Terrified because of her parents. And that's why I'm saying, if you have young kids, just watch what you say around them. They listen, they hear, even in the other room. You know, like, save this for bedroom talk or something. You can go on, Jeff. Hey, Mr. Super Sidewinder. I was sick all week, guys, so I'm, like, losing my voice a little bit. Jeff, you still there? Oh, you did cheat.
I can go on.
Okay. If she were an older teenager or an adult, I would have responded with, those cages were made by Obama. Those children would be in their bed safe. If they weren't dragged here by their parents, and more importantly, most of them, those kids were saved from something I can't say on YouTube. The cages are keeping them safe. But I'm not going to say that to her. She's 10. She said sorry for the bad attitude. She's such a sweetheart. But she's not a 17 to 19-year-old. She's not an adult. So I responded the best I could to try to ease the terror, and it is terror, that her parents caused. Because again, I did not share. There was too much personal information in some of those comments she made. I told her she didn't have to apologize. Everything's going to be okay. We lived under Trump for 4 years. None of those bad things happened. You know, like, no matter who wins, we lived under both. You know? I said, if he were to win, I swear, honest truth, nothing's going to happen. That's all I can do. I was told her politics is probably not the thing to be discussing in a game chat. So here's some residue for you guys. We're going to need a bigger soapbox. When I was a kid and when I was raising my stepson, it was inevitable that I and he asked about politics. Kids are curious. I answered how my parents answered, that it was a Democrat who I was voting for, because at the time I was voting Democrat. When my stepson asked why, I just said because I think they will do a better job. Well, that's a sufficient answer for a kid, though. That's all you need to say. They'll do a better job. I think they'll do a better job. That's it. Hi, Mustard Seed of Faith. Okay, go on. But some parents today are going way beyond what is age appropriate and scaring the crap out of their kids. This can cause depression and anxiety in kids who feel powerless, and teaches them a warped view of the world, aka indoctrination. They might not even be doing it on purpose. Like I said, kids hear stuff. You know, they're listening all the time. So I don't know if they're telling her this or if she's just overhearing it. But they got to be more, like, I don't know. I feel awful. I feel awful. There's nothing I can do, and this poor kid is terrified. Yeah, Jess. I am asking for help here. What would you do? I have no way of knowing who her parents are to contact them. I have no recourse but to kick her from the team, but if I do, she could join one where she may not have people protecting her. My co-admin is looking out for her as well. So I'm asking you guys, if you can think of anything else, let me know. Unfortunately, reality is complex. Her parents are weird, but weird is very common where she's from. It's very common in a lot of places. Oh, and what is this? Hold on, guys. This might be a Mandela. I'm sorry, this part. I have no memory of children being used as pawns by their parents protesting like this back then, do you? This might be a Mandela effect, relevant, so I'm including it here. Jeff, are you able to zoom in on those images? You guys remember protests like this back in like the 30s with parents using their kids? 4 years since I saw Daddy. You guys remember this? Hey, Philo. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Super Sidewinder.
Me
No.
either. Hey, Philo.
So, it's relevant, so I threw it in.
Bob, Mr. Super Sidewinder, and Mustard Seed of Faith as well.
Yeah. It's a full nope in the chat right now.
Yeah, I don't remember that ever happening either.
Yeah, that's new for me. And this is also a call out to playwrights, the makers of this game. They should give us the ability to delete inappropriate comments. They should prevent children from being able to chat. But I do also understand kids lie. They can say that they're older. That's how they get onto YouTube when there's YouTube kids. You know, they just say they're 13 and boom, they're in. But at least give us the ability to delete comments that are inappropriate. So I'm asking, what would you do? And to beg parents, please stop sharing details like kids in cages with you're too young to understand children. Let your kid be a kid instead of an anxiety-filled child living in fear of an election that will have little to no impact on their lives. And that's it. If you guys have any suggestions, I'm all ears. I just feel terrible. If you saw some of those messages she said, that girl is terrified.
It's ridiculous to talk about stuff like that to children,
It really
especially
is.
since it's so not true. We lived under Trump for 4 years and none of that happened.
I know.
We know exactly what to expect. And of course, it's not bad like the media says it is. And he wouldn't do any of that crazy stuff. It's all nonsense. And the whole thing is a show anyway. Politics is a bullshit show. None of it is real. They're all actors. So it doesn't matter.
Here, reality is complex says I would report the parents somehow, but the only way I could even try to find out who her parents are is to search her in her town. I don't want to do that. That's creepy. Like, I have no way of knowing who her parents are. If I did, they'd be getting a talking to from me. Hi, I'm this random girl from the game chat your daughter's in. Yeah. So, all right. The next one that can piss people off is all you, Jeff. Go ahead. After this, we're gonna get to Jeff's segment, and then we're gonna get to the Mandela Effect stuff. This was just stuff I had to get out there. I had to say. This one's more like I can't believe this is a thing. I had to share it. I had to share it. I'm like, what?
Which one is this?
The rainbow one. It's not a new rainbow, guys. But it is about rainbows. Good luck, Jeff.
Oh.
Hey, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara. And hi to Super Mario. I forgot to say hi to him.
He was first.
I know. I should have said hi to him first. All right. This is one of those I can't moments, but this time it's not because of a Mandela. It's because people actually buy this garbage without thinking blindly blindly follow what they are told.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sorry if I offend anyone, just speaking truth here. Climate change is real because that is the natural order of things. Our climate is always changing, and you know that I believe we are on an earlier version of Earth, which explains new and major differences in our weather.
Mm-hmm.
But before I show you what this is about, the climate activists have all been complaining about drought, forest fires, bushfires, etc., right? So using common sense, what would fix that? What should make these people happy?
What do you think would make these people happy? If you know, there's all these forest fires and drought and everything like that. I would think, you know, a little bit of rain.
My answer would be absolutely nothing because people like that love to complain.
Well, we're gonna get to that. Good.
More rain, right? Precipitation. I would think that a climate with more precipitation would be a good thing. Better crops, less fires, more temperate areas on the planet. But no, we are talking about sheep that do not think for themselves. Oh, like 80% of the population.
Hey, Michelle Hobbs. Good to see you.
Hey, Michelle Hobbs.
And thank you to Jehovah's daughter, Barbara, who I had on the screen really quick because you were trying to read. But she said, hit that like button, people. It doesn't bite. Trust me. Love it. Thank you. Good.
Here is a January 2023 article that literally made me cringe, roll my eyes, and drop my jaw all at once. They are now complaining that climate change will make us see more rainbows because of more rain, and that it's a bad thing. Do they hear themselves? Frequent
Seeing
rainbows
rainbows is bad. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Which
We're going to
proves
see
the
more
point
rainbows, so it's bad.
Which proves the point that I just said.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
And we were
like
getting
that,
there.
they just want to hear themselves complain. All they do is bitch and moan, and nothing will ever satisfy them. It's like a certain race that thinks they're oppressed. They do the same thing.
I can't with this. Oh my gosh. Hi, Parody Bear.
Hey, Parody Bear. Please tell me I'm not the only one who sees how absolutely ridiculous this concern is. I mean it when I say I can't with this reality anymore. Well,
You don't have to read it. I just put it up there so if anybody wants to go to Flickr and read the stuff, they can. But this is the link between rainbows and climate
Yeah.
change. I mean, what?
Idiots.
I can't. It's just so funny to me. I agree. Why is everything negative? It has to be negative. You want to know
Yeah.
why? Because people in crisis can be controlled.
Yep.
I
And
do too, Parody Bear.
I agree with Michelle Hobbs. Weather is manipulated too.
I agree
Absolutely.
too.
Everything's manipulated in this reality. And everybody's full of shit. That's one thing to remember. Everybody who tells you the news, everybody who's in charge of anything, all full of shit.
Stop and look. Wait, I got that comment up. Hold on. Yeah, where did it go? Yeah. Reality is complex. What's next? Rainbows cause explosions?
Right?
I can just see that. I'll find it. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Parody Bear says he's full of shit. Hey, we're all full of shit sometimes. All right. Here's where some might get offended, but I can't help it. I am speaking the truth. Articles like these exist because the things they were saying before no longer match reality. It's too hot, global warming. It's too cold, headed for an ice age. Too dry, it's climate change. Too wet, still climate change, but in the reverse. Come on, we cannot trust these people. They are so full of it.
Like honest Hunter O'Brien, who says one rainbow is equivalent to the pollution of 100,000 cars.
That's the thing. I mean, in the 70s, they were talking about there's going to be an ice age.
Yep.
I mean, they keep changing their story. And notice how they went from global warming to climate change. They did that because the global warming thing was bullshit and they knew it.
Wait,
So
and don't forget, this
And-
reality says that we have glaciers, and since we have glaciers, we are still in an ice age. Don't forget that. So how could we be heading for an ice age in the 70s when we're still in an ice age?
Yeah. Everything these people say is BS. That's one thing I know.
Michelle Hobbs has a question for you and I, Jeff, and the chat. When did you guys start seeing the chemtrails? For me, it was December of 96. It was earlier for me. I would say the 80s. 80, 88 maybe. But I live right near an airport. Maybe that's why.
Let's see. I don't know exactly. I would say somewhere in the 90s. I don't remember the exact year.
There's another one.
And if what I said offended you, again, it wasn't my intention. I just call out hypocrisy when I see it. And I see it the most with the climate change activist crowd. So what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below.
And don't worry, I don't get offended by comments. Felder says early 90s.
The thing that always got me about the climate change thing, right? Let's say that whole thing was real.
Uh-huh.
You're not going to get all the other countries to go along with whatever it is you want to do to fix it. So why care? Who cares? And who gives a shit? We're only on Earth for a short time anyway. Let the next generation of people worry about it.
So that's the whole argument, is that they're doing it for the next generation.
I guess.
But I agree with you. I mean, like, we talked about this. The plastic straw ban was based on a 9-year-old science project about a turtle with a straw up its nose. But we're not the ones doing all the dumping in the ocean. We have an EPA that would freak out and fine people. I mean, of course there's some pollution. There's always lazy people at the beach, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But dumping happens in countries you can look up online, because if I talk about it, YouTube won't like it. But dumping happens in countries that do not care, that are never going to change it.
Right.
So anything we do is pointless.
It is.
They're going to keep doing it.
Other
You can clean it, they'll dump more. Clean
Other
it, they'll dump
countries
more.
pollute a lot more than we do anyway. You're not going to stop them.
No.
And I don't think anything we do matters. The earth is going to do what the earth is going to do. It's a natural progression of things.
Well, yeah, actually, I just covered something. What did I just cover that picks up plastic out of the ocean? I just covered something on the beach.
And
The grass balls, the little grass balls, the little seagrass balls are cleaning the oceans naturally.
well, there you go.
So the seagrass balls that, well, first of all, I don't remember sea lawns, like full lawns of grass under the sea. I don't remember that. And now it's there. And now there's seagrass balls from those lawns. Sounds to me like the earth is saying, I need to get this plastic out of here because it's picking up the plastic.
Mhm.
Great. It's like the earth's natural way of cleaning plastic out of the ocean. So you're right. It finds ways to fix it.
Yeah. And my mantra is if an activist believes something, they're full of shit anyway, and I don't believe it. I'm always going to take the opposite opinion on it.
I'm not going to take the opposite. What I see is extremes. It's never an extreme. It's always somewhere in the middle.
Well, that's true. Somewhere in the middle, yeah.
Mhm.
That's true.
Welcome, Ben. Wait. Ben said something there. Why do all the corporations that push climate BS put all our stuff in plastic, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I talked
Not
about
only
this
that.
too.
Not only that, but they said styrofoam was so terrible back in the 90s, yet they still use it. Obviously, they don't care that much.
I know some of them have gone back to styrofoam. I wish
Yeah.
McDonald's would.
If it was such a big deal,
McDonald's would.
if it was such a real worry, if it was such a big deal, wouldn't these corporations who claim to care about this stuff have stopped using styrofoam by now? Just saying.
You would think. But no, my thing is, I've talked about this before. I live in Philadelphia, and here in Philly, without a vote, they made plastic bags at the grocery stores illegal. Like you can't get plastic bags anymore. You either have to spend money and buy a reusable bag that is usually very cheap. They fall apart very quickly. Or pay up to 30 cents for the thinnest paper bag you've ever seen in your life. Some stores are shelling out the big bucks for plant-based plastic bags. Like they're biodegradable, they feel like plastic, but they're thick and reusable and great, and they're free. So good on like Rite Aid and I forget who else. Walmart has them, so good on them for doing that. But the point is, you would have to reuse a reusable bag. It's like 4,000 or 400, or it's not 400 because that's doable. It's like 4,000 or 40,000 times to equal the carbon footprint of a plastic bag. That can be recycled, by the way. But recycling is a sham too, so who cares? Everything's...
It is, yeah.
It just cracks me up. I don't know. All right. We're done with the PSA stuff. Let's get into it. Jeff, what do you got for us tonight?
All right. So first, we have this story. Georgia woman's cat found a mile from home after 7 years.
Yeah, this is just something to make us happy after all of that.
So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically, yeah. So a woman's cat went missing for 7 years, and then it was found living with a colony of strays about a mile from her home, the woods.
Could you imagine? Your cat's gone 7 years and it's only a mile away.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it's to give hope to people who lost their cats. The reason why I included this also is a curator lost her cat last week, and she came home. But in the time that she was gone, I was looking for things to try to give her some hope. But her cat came home 3 days later. Thank goodness.
Well, I'm a dog person, so let's move on. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, Reality's Complex says, I lost my cat for 6 months and it was across the street the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Noise says, the cat never knew it was lost. It was just having a good time, I guess. Oh my god. Oh, okay, that was before. Oh my god, that happened to me. Let me give you a little tip that we learned. If your cat never does get out and doesn't come home, get dirty socks from your hamper and place it around your house. Apparently that increases the smell and draws them home. That's what a professional cat tracker told us. She did, and she came home the next day, so that could have been what that was. I don't know.
Hey, Ken Raz.
Hey, Ken Raz.
All right. So this next one.
I'm going to mute so they can hear
it. So this guy heard a strange sound while mushroom hunting. Never heard of mushroom hunting, but whatever.
Before you play it, his channel is all about mushroom hunting. So this wasn't staged or anything. This is just him exploring nature.
This is probably the only interesting video he has on his whole channel then.
Stop it.
Here we go.
Well, there's certainly no shortage of the pheasant-back mushrooms out here. You can see here's one, and then one over here. They look really nice. And then just looking around here in the distance, that tree has a bunch. And then this log over here has a bunch. Take a walk over there. These look pretty big. Yeah, look how big that one is down there. It's got to be about 12 inches across. And this one looks like it has a bite out of it.
I promise this gets interesting.
And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
That's the best line.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
I think it's time to go. One of the comments on the video is like, you're like one of the people that would be in a horror movie and actually survive.
Yeah, that's a good comment. So that was either something terrible happening to somebody, or an animal, or maybe it was Bigfoot. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only interesting thing that ever happened while mushroom hunting, I'm sure.
Yes. I don't know if he went back. Yes, lots of trumpet sounds. Not the last few years, last few decades. The first time I heard about it was on um, Unsolved Mysteries. Unsolved Mysteries covered the trumpet sounds. So what's next, Jeff?
All right, let's see what we got here.
Hey, Jared G. Mighty.
Hey, person with name I can't say.
Ryu.
No, I can say that one now. Oh, I forgot to say hi to Ryu. The other one, JRG something.
Reality's complex. I remember that. I remember when the clowns were just walking around. That was so weird and bizarre. You guys remember that?
Wait,
Like it was
what?
like 2011 or 2012. In 2011 or 2012, there were clowns just showing up on the street all the time. It was on the news. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, well, now I know what we're talking about next week. I'll show it. I'll find it.
What?
There you go. Mr. Super Sidewinder remembers, so is Michelle Hobbs.
Wait, actual clowns or politicians?
No, like actual clowns. Like Stephen King stuff walking around.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It was so creepy. More recent than
2018.
that.
That was a weird year anyway.
It wasn't. It was not 2018 because I lived at a different address. And I didn't move here until 2014. So it was definitely before 2014. Unless it happened again, in which case that's even weirder.
Probably did.
All right, this one could be Photoshop. I'm giving you a heads up, guys. But the Hindustan Times is reporting it, but it could be Photoshop. So, go ahead, Jeff.
All right. Bride's glitch in the Matrix moment horrifies the internet. Here's what happened. The woman's picture in the wedding gown has baffled many people on social media. What are your thoughts on it? We've all heard numerous stories and personal experiences from people trying to explain their glitch in the Matrix moments. However, this time, one woman accidentally managed to catch this extraordinary moment on camera. Since she shared the pictures on social media, it has gone crazy viral,
Not that. It's a buff.
honoring
You passed
varied
it already.
reactions. Yeah, I know. I'm reading it. Instagram user Tessa Coates shared a picture of herself trying on a wedding gown and facing a mirror. At first glance, you might not spot anything out of the ordinary. However, upon careful observation, you will notice that the bride's hand in the mirrors are completely different than her actual position. Coates also insists that this photo is not photoshopped or taken in a panoramic view that could have distorted the image. So here's the image.
Make it bigger. Are you able to make it bigger?
I doubt it.
Try control scroll. Hold control down and scroll up. There you go.
And we've got to get rid of that stupid thing. There we go. Okay. So as you can see here, her hands are in one position there in the mirror, and then they're in another over here.
I mean, one hand is up and one is down. So it's
So
like
that's 3 different positions that her hands
yeah.
are.
Wait, listen. The middle one is the in between of the one on the left and the one on the right.
Yeah. So how
Might be
can
fake. That's what I said. We just have to go by her word. So, but I will say, if that's Photoshop, that's a hard one to do. Great job.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it is. I think these glitches exist. Not necessarily a matrix.
I so want to
I don't
zoom
really
in on
believe
her
in a
face.
matrix, but I believe glitches exist in our reality somehow.
I so want to see that face because that face looks creepy. How dark it is.
Her face is creepy.
Yeah, the one on the right. It looks creepy from here because it's so dark. I don't know. I'll look at it closely
I think
later.
that's just maybe the shadow or whatever.
Okay.
I don't think that's anything. That's a big deal. But yeah, so you decide glitch in the matrix or complete bullshit.
As someone who could Photoshop that, I'm going to go with the latter. Not easy to do, but it can be done.
So you think that it's Photoshop?
I do.
Well, here's a glitch in the matrix that I'm going to try and explain away. So I don't think it's a glitch.
Feel free to share it in the chat. Reality is Complex. We'll read it before the segment's at the end of the segment.
Uh-oh.
See, now that's terrifying to me. Must could see the face. I won't do that. Noise Guru, it's not Photoshop, it's Lightroom. Or Art Studio Pro, or anything like that. There you go.
All right. A man has provided photographic evidence of a potential glitch in the matrix that he discovered outside his home in Athens, Georgia. Justin Bavona took to Reddit to share a picture of the sight that greeted him as he walked down the street where he lives. There was a line of 6 seemingly identical white SUVs parked in a perfect row. My initial thought is always a glitch in the matrix, Bavona told Newsweek. The simulation couldn't run fast enough, so it had to copy and paste the same car. That's a cool theory, but I don't believe it.
It is.
What
It is
if
a cool theory.
what if the people who live there run a business and they all use the same company car and they had a meeting?
Well, they're
Isn't
not
that
all the same car.
Huh?
They're not all the same car, though. I can tell by the headlights in second, third, and fourth cars.
You're absolutely right. So that makes it even less likely that it's a glitch in the matrix. And my
But
theory
they are all like perfectly parked and all white. It's weird.
my theory still holds up. Similar company cars they use, right? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they just had a meeting or whatever, something like that.
Maybe it's a
Or
wedding.
maybe a wedding. Maybe they just all really like white cars. It could be anything.
Now, if there's no relation at all, that's weird. Like if like that's just random people parked on the street, that's weird. That's some major parallel parking skills too. You know, like for the older cars.
Yeah. Good on them, but it still ain't no glitch. Moving on. Okay. So, ghost caught on camera in Baltimore, allegedly.
Friday. It's almost Halloween, and who doesn't love a good ghost story to put us in the spooky spirit? This story is about a picture taken in Baltimore, and as Mike Shue shows us, whether you believe in ghosts or not, this may totally creep you out.
A Fells Point Cornerstone Bertha's is famous for their food and drink, their bumper stickers, their altered stickers, and for this.
So do you talk to the ghost
I do.
every day?
Well, no, that was way back then. It's
Laura
just
Norris
been
is one of the
phasing on.
owners. When working upstairs, she says she's felt its presence and even asked for safe passage.
And so I kind of stammered and said, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going home. Bye-bye.
In fact, there are so many ghosts here in the wind.
All right, hold up. I have to say something here.
Yes.
I wouldn't believe anything coming out of that woman's mouth. She looks like a lunatic. She looks like a crazy cat lady or something.
Don't judge a book by its cover
I just
or its
didn't,
gigantic sweater.
didn't believe a word of anything she says.
But I do believe in ghosts because I've seen one. So.
I do too, but still, I mean, they need to reopen loony bins, just saying.
With the tails up and their fur all bushy.
One ghost story follows another.
You can see that it actually was a face.
But it's
And
one thing
all
to
the
talk
cameras
about it
look at
and
it.
quite another to
Okay.
see one.
Yeah, this is it.
Melissa Rowell gives ghost tours that
Keep
start
on.
at Bertha's. Recently, one of her clients sent her this photo. Okay,
Or not.
no biggie, but look closely at the third floor window. What's that?
I haven't seen those pictures.
Here, let me point out a few things. The vague image of a little girl, her hands stretched
see
out
the
through
light.
the window. That's what people are seeing, and it coincides with a ghost story from here.
And people have seen the same little girl skipping in the other room.
Do you feel anything?
No. Do you?
I'm open-minded about it.
Tony is Laura's husband, the other co-owner. Ghosts? Sure. He's heard a lot of stories in his bar.
My friend Bob saw ghosts constantly when he worked by himself upstairs.
Too. It's definitely coming out of the window. You can see the building behind her hand.
Who's the ultimate judge? You are. Ghost? Optical illusion? One thing's for certain. That third floor area is sealed off.
Actually, go
No
back.
one was up
Rewind.
there the night that picture was taken.
Must I? No, I'm just kidding.
One thing's for certain.
Right there, pause.
That third floor area
I'll
is
go back
sealed
to that
off.
and pause, please.
No one was.
Which part?
The part with the ghost picture. I did see
You
a
are.
face finally.
Ghost?
Right there.
Optical illusion?
You can see the face. There's hair, eyes,
Oh,
nose.
absolutely.
I can see the face now.
I see something. Definitely.
Unfortunately, it looks like blood's like dripping out of her mouth. That's what it looks like to me.
I don't see it
Amen,
in
freedom.
quite that much detail, but I do see it.
Yeah,
Amen,
I didn't
freedom.
see it before. I see a hand too.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you see the hand in the green part of the wall
Yes.
reaching out, like asking for help?
Reaching. Yep. She almost looks like your avatar a little.
Don't even. I was about to say, I asked you to pause it when they came in that door. I'm like, I was going to say that would have been much more impressive if they weren't coming through it. If that was recorded and the door just opened, that would have been much more impressive. But
Yeah.
now that I see the face, it's a little better.
Yeah, it's definitely there. There's no denying that.
Mhm.
Illusion? One thing's for certain. That third floor area is sealed off. No one was up there the night that picture was taken.
Ooh, you know what? I don't know
We
about
can
you.
stop it
I'll
now.
say it. I do not believe in ghosts. But if you say, "Oh my God, a ghost," where?
Credit
I'll
NBC
be looking.
26.
You?
Yeah, I would.
Shocking.
All right.
Some more.
I'm gonna start cutting carbs. I need.
Ah. What do we have next? Reality is complex. What's the glitch you experience? Angels don't fall high. Angels don't fall says, I bet she believes in cheeseburgers. I hate new anchors who's pushing buttons.
I do too. They're annoying.
Mm-hmm.
They're also full of crap.
You have anything else, or are you done?
Oh, I have a couple more here.
Oh,
Another
okay.
ghost one.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one's good. Is it the sun?
So mom says security cameras show son's ghost. So here we go.
All new at 5, spooky security camera footage.
Yeah, a Metro Atlanta mom says it actually shows her son's ghost. CBS 46's Yasmina Alston spoke with
Where did they find these two? Moving on.
some paranormal investigators to see if it's real or if it's a hoax.
Here in Canton, Georgia, a group of paranormal investigators look into the supernatural. It was only right that we asked them about what a mom says she saw in her security footage.
It's definitely unexplainable.
A Metro mom says her home security footage captured her son's ghost.
Definitely tell that in the
Pause
photo,
for 1 second.
the human figure.
On Facebook, Jennifer Hodge posted that she was watching.
What's that?
That girl, when I saw this, it took me. I thought this was an old news thing from like 98. That girl just brought me right back to 1998. Oh,
Wow.
I just had to say it. Bad.
Watching TV with her daughter when an alert on her phone said, "Your entryway camera saw someone."
Oh.
Here's what it showed.
No one's around at the time, and something gets captured that we can't explain.
Hodge posted that the figure looks just like her son Robbie, who died in 2016. Hodge told media outlets her son died of an accidental
Yeah, I'm
drug
not gonna talk
overdose.
over that because
Now
I
we
don't
showed
want
the
YouTube to
pictures to
demonetize
paranormal.
me.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna talk over that because I don't want YouTube to demonetize me. I had to talk over that word. What he died from. Dead.
Oh, okay.
Paranormal investigators Heather Thompson and Stephanie Forte with Paranormal Georgia Investigations. They agree with Hodge.
Okay, now I'm understanding what she's talking about, but it was definitely a human figure. I mean, there wasn't anything questionable as to, okay, maybe that's a curtain that's billowing, or maybe that's, an appliance. That's definitely a human figure.
The two are part of a group that investigate homes and businesses.
Normally, I wouldn't believe somebody like her because of the hair color, but I agree.
Of those who think they're dealing with the paranormal. They tell me security footage can be helpful, but to confirm an actual home visit would be necessary. Hodge posted she is happy to be able to know her son is always with them.
I'm glad that she's happy. I'm very glad that she's comforted and that this brings her joy, because I wish more people would have that type of reaction to paranormal activity.
In Canton, Yasmina Alston, CBS 46 News.
Angels Don't Fall said, well, first, Nightbot said, the alias you set this command to be of does not exist. And Angels Don't Fall said, Nightbot spotted a ghost.
Yeah, I saw that. Funny timing on that comment.
So while you're pulling up the next one, Reality is Complex, I was talking to my friend Anthony. He told me the old Fortnite map is coming back. And I said, cool, I was happy. Then he told me later that it wasn't coming back until another month. I was bummed out. We both were. Then a week later, we're playing the old map. And I asked him, didn't you tell me it wasn't coming back for another month? He had no idea what I was talking about. All the text messages were gone. That is not a glitch. That is a shift.
That's a shift. Absolutely.
You shifted to a different reality.
Absolutely. There's no other explanation for that.
Yeah, that's a shift. 100%.
The fact that the text messages disappeared, that's the smoking gun in the whole thing.
Yep. See, Ryu even says you moved realities. That's a shift, 100%. And we've all been through it. Well, most of us have. It's horrible.
I've had that happen to me so many times, I've lost count already.
I know. Yeah, the question is, did we move too when you did? That is the question. Because I've had it where we have talked about the JFK car multiple times. And people who said the car was always black in the chat, when I presented it being blue, all said blue. That blew my mind. It's like, I know you said black before, and now you're saying it's always been blue. No.
It was black when I looked at it the other day.
It's not black, it's blue.
Not for me, it wasn't.
Well, it's back to blue again.
By the way, I think that video's fake.
What is?
the JFK thing. I don't know if that's a Mandela effect or if that is them trying to bullshit us and took away the real video.
No. It's not even about the video. There's
That,
like
that car never
receipts.
existed. There's no such car as that 6-seater. My friend who's a mechanic knows there was no such car.
I know. I'm trying to tell you. The man's excuse is, and there's proof of it, receipts and everything. It was custom made.
Ah, okay. Still, I don't know if I buy that video as the real video. That could be them trying to bullshit us.
Well, the video is different because when we were talking about that, here's the thing. We covered back in 2019-ish, maybe 2020, you could see in the Zapruder film, Jackie reach into her purse, pull out something that was shiny that flashed in the sun, hold it underneath, hold her hand with the thing in her hand under John, and then his head went boom. It looked like she shot John.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when that scene happens that I saw with my own eyes, it's covered by a sign. Like street signs or something block that whole thing. You can't see it anymore. The Zapruder's film is completely different because I am in a completely different reality. And that is why I was freaking out that everybody was saying blue in the chat.
Yeah. The magic bullet theory doesn't work anymore. It's just the whole thing is messed up.
Like, oh, they can't see this. We need to fix this.
What's that? Oh,
it's like
yeah.
they said, oh my gosh, they can't see this. They're catching on. We need to fix it. Throw some signs in there.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, they could have done that. How do we know the Zapruder film is really the Zapruder film? I mean, I remember it in black and white. And
I may get kicked out. Just to give you a heads up, I may get kicked out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to go to my YouTube channel. Because JRG needs to share a link. I have to throw a wrench on there.
Right, so, oh, I forgot to present. There we go.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Now I don't. Now I do.
Huh. What did they do? I can't add moderators now. Only in the comments section. That's messed up. Well, I tried. I'm so sorry. I did try, guys. I'm sorry.
All right, so apparently we have another ghost video here. Chilling video. Was a real ghost caught on camera? Let's see.
Since there's music, I'm going to talk over it. Actually, can you mute? Can you pause that? I don't know if it's if we're allowed to play that music or not.
I just muted it.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. We're going to rewind this so we can read the bottom, Jeff, because you don't see a ghost. You just see a man totally interacting with someone who is not there at all. It says, was a real ghost caught on camera?
Maybe it was his imaginary friend and there is no ghost.
A video shows a security guard having a conversation with someone that isn't there. CCTV footage of the ghost patient was shared on social media, leaving the netizens, it's going too fast, I can't read it. He's having a full conversation with no one. As per reports, the man received an older woman who died. Can you rewind that? Because it tells you what it is. Like, hit pause when the words are up. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. The man received... Okay. Pause at the next one. There you go. Older woman who died a day prior who asked him to see a doctor. The man received an older woman who died a day prior who asked him to see a doctor. Hit play and then pause when it comes to words again. In the viral clip, the guard was chatting with her and offered a wheelchair later. Now you're going to see him get the wheelchair. I can't see a guard doing all this for nothing. You can't fly. See the wheelchair. Goes to get the wheelchair. It's the same. I already read that. Says it looks like he says, "Okay, you don't want it, okay," and he puts it back. It's so weird. This to me is more compelling than any ghost picture. He's having a full-on doing his job conversation with nothing. Here's my other. I have another theory though.
Either there was a ghost or he's crazy.
Or it was a vampire, which doesn't show up on the video. That's it.
Wonder if the men in white coats came for him afterwards, though.
Wow.
And that's it for those, because the other one that I had was too long. So we're going to stop that there and go on to Mandela effects.
Mm-hmm. That's also you. I need you to go in the Flickr. Again. There's only a couple more folders left. We are flying through these.
Well, that's good.
It's not. We have 34 people watching tonight. Oh, Ballader, thank you for the super chat. I just saw it now. I was so busy trying to read the screen.
So Reality is Complex says, do you guys do phone calls? I think I asked, but I don't know if it went in.
I'm going to put it back up on the screen. Thank you, Ballader. I really do appreciate it.
Do we do phone calls?
I don't know how to do phone calls. I think you need a computer for that.
All right, so we got 3. That's good. That should take a good amount of time. Here we go.
And if not, we can always do a rewind or two if it goes by too quick.
It's late, so I think we'll be good with the 3.
All right. This one is weird. It's not just a Mandela effect on face value. All right, so this is probably not a Mandela effect. But I have a dual memory for some reason. And there is residue. Like really good residue. So I decided to ask you anyway. But there is a catch. I'm going to ask the same question twice for a reason. Which name do you remember for this skateboarding music festival? The Vans Blank Tour. What do you remember? I mean, it was around for like 20 years. Okay, so Green Sleeve says warped. Noise Guru says warped. Anyone else? Same thing, or do you remember something different? 100% warped. It warped if Angels Don't Fall. Pushing Buttons is warped. Philo is warped. Like I said, probably not a Mandela effect, but we can go on. Jeff, let's go to question 2. It doesn't matter. We don't have to do question 2 because they all remember warp. And looking at the logo, what I'm trying to point out is warp looks so dumb. It looks so dumb like that. But I actually have a memory of warp for it. And I'm going to show you why. So go on. Go ahead, Jeff. I decided to cover this as an experiment to show you why seeing the old reality or comparison is so important. Because hearing warped tour sounded, it was warped. Micah Fontaine is asking, was it missing the E? Does anyone remember it without the E? Pushing Buttons has a dual memory of warp also. All right, so listen, here's the thing. Because hearing warped sounds weird to me, but seeing it in the logo looks wrong. Absolutely wrong.
It was
Go on.
warped for me, current reality.
I understand. Keep going. Seeing the logo, warp looks wrong. It's too short. So I don't know what to think here. Am I remembering wrong? Most likely. Was it a different logo when it was Warp Tour? That's also possible. I just don't know. Because it still sounds wrong to me. Warped sounds wrong to me. All I know is warp sounds wrong to me. There you go. But warp looks wrong. And this is why I take the time to show comparison images. Visual cues are very important in helping you trigger memories. This is also why residue is so important, including audio residue. Now here it's going to be audio and words on the screen. So both of these women remember Van's Warp Tour. One even went on tour with the tour, doing interviews and paid to blog about it in 2002. So listen to both of these women. You might want to rewind it, start at the beginning. It's also written Van's Warp Tour at the top, and the words on the screen are going to say Warp. Just go ahead.
Tobo 4. Yeah, that was my first time in Canada. So 2002, I spent 60 days on a tour bus, going to 60 cities in 60 days, 108 bands at every stop. This was 2002. So this was before Wi-Fi. So every day I had this thing called I had a blog. I had blog before it was called a blog. And basically every day I wrote a diary entry about what happens on the Warp Tour. It was sponsored by Vans, so everything.
I've been to the Vans Warp Tour in Toronto before.
Okay, that was my first time in
There you
Canada.
go.
So 2002.
So both ladies remember
60
Warp.
days on a tour bus, going to 60
And
cities.
60 days, 60 cities on the Warp Tour. She remembers Warp. Next. So is this a Mandela effect? I have no idea. I could just as likely be misremembering it. But there is hard evidence that suggests it is a Mandela effect. But if it is, it had to have had a different logo in my past, because the arrow with warp does not look right at all to me. So here we have a park, like, can you zoom in on that? I can't even read it. Well, it says Vans Warp Tour. It's previous events at this park, and they have Vans Warp Tour.
The tour, right? We go all over the country in Canada in a van. You know, all these other, like we were on the Warp Tours, and the tour, right? We go all over the country in Canada in a van. You know, all these other, like
It's
we were on
also
the
written on the description, Warp. So he also toured with the Warp Tour, and he went multiple times, and said Warp Tours.
Now, even though I remember Warped, there's proof right there of another reality.
But the logo has to be different then, because that logo is not right.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
about the
maybe they used
logo.
a
I just
skateboard.
know that it could have been Warp, another reality. They clearly remember it, and it's written. So,
And I do remember it. It just doesn't look right on the arrow logo. So I made some. We're going to go on. Well, first there's the residue. There's also written residue. People remembering warp, holding warped stuff in their hands. So this guitar was made specifically for the tour. 2004 Vans Warp Tour. These are all people posting on YouTube, different years, all remembering Warped Tour. I don't know if you can zoom, if you want to zoom in. It's just repeatedly Vans Warped Tour. 2001, 1998, 2017, 2015. Different people, different years, all remembering the same thing. Vans Warped Tour 2008 compilation CD with the logo right there saying Warped. And underneath it says the Vans Warped Tour. This is from Alame, I think. Yeah. Vans Warped Tour 2012. This person says 2016 Vans Warped Tour as she's posting something that says Warped. And that one's 2000. I go back to that. I swear to Warped. What do you guys hear? Play it a few times. Do you hear Warped or Warped? What do you hear?
He said Warped.
What do you guys see in the chat here? Do you hear Warp or Warped? You want to play it a couple more times? Because they were all talking.
I'll make this a war tour to remember. I'll make this a war tour to remember.
Yeah, he said Warped.
Well, Mustard Seed heard Warped. So I don't know if this is hear what you want to hear thing.
Could be, but I heard Warped.
But it's also one more play, Ryu says.
I'll make this a war tour to remember. I'll make this a war tour to remember.
That's kind of hard to tell, but I do hear Warped.
I hear let's make this a Warped Tour to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Analog Line says Warp. Ryu says Warp. Pushing Buttons says Warp. It's hard to hear since reality is complex. One to it again. One more time.
I'll make this a war tour to remember. I'll make this a war tour to remember.
Karpov says Wong. Hey! Pyridoxine Oxide is here and says Warped Tour.
Hey, Pyridoxine Oxide.
Mr. Super Sideliner heard Warped. Bad audio. I just think he's screaming. Because he's, on the stage. And Reality's Complex says, I hear, let's make this a world tour to remember. But it's not a world tour. So he's definitely not saying that.
No. But sometimes people talk so fast you can't tell what they're saying. Maybe he did say Warped. I heard Warp. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think I can hear both.
You also have to take into account that everybody talks different. Everybody says things differently. Just because you think you hear them say something doesn't mean they really said that thing.
Wait. Pyridoxine says, I remember Warped Tour. It's warped now? Yes. That's why I'm... Yes. Yes. It's bothering me, though, because the logo does not look right.
I thought you'd be alone on this one. You're not.
Yeah, I'm actually not. Possible alternates above, and there's more on the next slide. So what do you guys think? Could this be a Mandela effect? Do you have a memory of Warped Tour or a dual memory now that you've seen it, heard it? Or are you firm that it was always just Warped Tour? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because hearing that warped, that ED at the end sounds so wrong to me. Like I said, the arrow looks wrong as just warp. So here is some Warped Tour stuff that I changed to warp. The next slide is more. The next slide, I think the Warp Tour circle looks better than the Warp Tour circle because it's actually centered. The year and everything is lower on Warp Tour. It looks fine on the CD as Warp Tour to me. And even the logo at the top looks fine to me. So it's just the arrow logo it looks wrong. So my theory is, if it was Warp Tour in one of my past realities, they used a different logo. And I'm actually thinking they may have used the skateboard. The off-the-wall skateboard, I think they may have used that. And I may have to make that just to see what it looks like. So, on to the next one. The sneaker one, I could also try that one. Thank you, Philo. Taking a screenshot. Warp sounds easier, says reality is complex. Does anyone know skateboarding well? I'm sure warped has something to do with skateboarding. It's got it. That's probably why they chose it. Welcome GT 1982 Mustang, who says, I went to Warp Tour in 99. I remember Warped. I even bought my tape recorder and recorded 7 Dust Black Eyed Peas and Eminem. That is awesome. The only festival type that I went to like that was Lollapalooza. And I think that was like 93. And I actually have a very crazy memory about that Lollapalooza. I can't think of the name. Jeff, help me. I need your help with music.
Okay.
Real quick. I'm blanking right now on Kurt Cobain's wife.
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love. What was the name of her band?
Hole.
Hole. Hole was playing on a side stage. You could walk right up to the stage. It was pouring that day. We were literally covered in mud. Like, covered in mud. And it was at Fairmount Park here in Philly. And we were both standing at the stage, and I was leaning on the stage with my hands, and that witch stepped on my hand with her stilettos. Oh, it hurt so bad. So Courtney Love stepped on my hand. That's my memory of Lollapalooza. Okay, I'm sure it was an accident, but still, I screamed. So painful. All right, credit Noise Guru. Noise Guru sent this in from the De La Soul song. Gosh, why did I crop it out? So my brain's blanking again. I gotta stop.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta stop doing this.
Yeah, I knew this song well.
Mirror, mirror. What song is it?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Me, myself, and I.
That's it. Me, myself, and I. Thank you. So, mirror, mirror on the wall. Thank you, Noise Guru. Great residue. Big Splatter is next, but Splatter's not here. Splatter 420 sent this AI art in. On the right, we have a red bar flag. On the left, it starts out as a red bar flag, and then the red bar goes into the blue box and becomes a white bar flag. No, Noise, you're just hoping. Kidding. I'm kidding. Hey, Oiler Greg.
Hey, Oiler Greg.
Hey, Splatter's here. Yay.
Hey, Splatter.
Splatter saw his residue. That's awesome. So here, I have yellow sleeves, Snow White, like I remember. I know a lot of you remember white. It's a blue that doesn't match any of the other blue in her dress at all. That's what it is now. But I remember the sleeves matching skirt, the sleeves were yellow for me. On the top, I find it interesting that they have Snow White as yellow instead of the blue, considering all the blue on her dress. Instead, they have two of the dwarves in blue and Snow White in yellow. I just find that interesting. That's not really important. Can you zoom in on the shirt, though? Shirt's got a lot going on. So I remember a lavender and turquoise, not bright turquoise, but like a turquoise color blue Cheshire cat. He's now hot pink and purple. So I'll take purple and purple. That's much better for me. The hot pink is so wrong. I don't remember the hot pink at all. That's why it's an orange. We've got the black bow in her hair, so it's red. And we have the caterpillar green like I remember, so it's in green. For those of you that don't know, the caterpillar is now blue. Like this ugly blue. It's just ugly. It's an ugly dark blue. Oh, and the rabbit in the Disney version has pink eyes now. Pink eyes with red pupils. Well, we have normal eyes there, so even though it's not Disney, I gave it a green block. Noise Guru remembers turquoise and pink, but it's turquoise and purple now. There is no pink. There is no turquoise. Gone. So here we have residue I just covered last week. That the spine goes above the collarbone now. Like not. I guess I would have to show it to you, but it sticks out. It's weird. It's not just the spine. There's the rib cage. That's what I'm trying to say. The rib cage goes above the collarbone now. I do not remember that. This is residue of rib cage not going above the collarbone. It also doesn't have those straight pointing down ribs. So you got a green circle at the bottom. And we have the heart on the side. We have a red feather instead of an ombre feather. That's sometimes pink in Pinocchio now. The red is what I remember. And we have the current reality flesh tone Jiminy Cricket. I remember Jiminy Cricket being green. He's now flesh tone. Can you zoom in on that Jiminy Cricket? Because we have new people here who probably did not see that presentation. That is the color of Jiminy Cricket now in Pinocchio. Absolutely not. And then on that box below, we have Snow White with the yellow sleeves, like I remember. So here again we have, oh, some of you don't remember the detail on the side of Pinocchio's, what is that, overall jumpsuit, whatever it is. That one doesn't have any. Still it's a red feather, which is good. A yellow submarine, reveals yellow submarine that's actually all yellow instead of white on top in Who's the Boss. And Cinderella now has a white dress in Bippity Boppity Boo instead of blue. There's residue of the blue. So here's residue from The Simpsons and a stamp from 1952 of the Mona Lisa not smiling and smirking at you. If you look at the Mona Lisa now on the top versus the one in the stamp, the face is shaped differently. The face is rounder and more full now, whereas on the stamp it was more lean and oval. So I don't remember this weird X I remember the one on the top. I don't remember the bottom. Does anyone remember the HBO Max logo looking like that? I am scrolling up. Trying to see what Super Mario said. Wait, the actual color of the sun is blue now? Super Mario's saying the actual color of the sun is blue. Because I just recently read it's a white star. Not a blue dwarf, a white star. Like a white dwarf is blue. Let me put it that way.
See, that's the kind of stuff I can't call a Mandela effect, because that could just be them making bullshit up on the internet.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
They could say the sun is purple. I'm not going to believe them. I see what the sun is.
But I understand that. But what I'm saying is, like our science books and stuff, everything says it's a white star.
And that's what I would go by.
Right, but it was a yellow star when I was growing up. So here's more Donald Duck yellow that I found. The one in the bottom right, can you zoom in on that? Is weird because his head is a different color from his butt and legs. And also above that one, or above that one, the one at the top, I should say, there is Minnie with no makeup at all, just some eyelashes, which are coming out of her head. And to the left is a post that someone wrote. Let me read it first. Go up. Let me read. Up. At Disney. I have this old record from 1975. Has there ever been a yellow Donald Duck, or is it a mistake? If it helps, this version of the record was released in the UK in 1975 by Ronco Records. And if we scroll down, we also have Jiminy Cricket in green, like he should be. And there is Snow White with a brown skirt and purple Dumbo. So, yeah. I put the logo underneath so you guys could see it, because the red circles are everywhere because everything's merging. I've never heard of this company before. I don't know how old the photo is. So if it's new, it's probably not a Mandela effect, but I still wanted to share that because it just looked crazy. Reality is complex. What you see is the sun reflecting through the atmosphere. It can look orange, red, yellow, all different colors. The actual star itself, according to science, is a white star. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what we see. What we see, because our eyes apparently lie to us. But they say the particles in the atmosphere, just like they say the sky is blue because now growing up, that's not a Mandela effect for me. Growing up, I was told that the sky looks blue because it's reflecting off the water. But then why would it look blue in Iowa? You know what I'm saying? Like, the ocean isn't for hundreds of miles. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But the sky, now science says the sky looks blue because of the light from the sun refracting off the particles and blah, 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 blah. The same way we see the sun, red at sunset sometimes, and orange and yellow and blah, 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 blah. But science says the star is white. So here, where are my girls at? Melt Makeup. Has anyone ever heard of Melt Makeup? Because that logo didn't look like that. That logo's wrong. And it has a period, which is just insane. Never had a period. That's wrong. It wasn't merged like that. I can't. That's wrong. I covered, so years ago, Moneybags covered the bandana, I forget what they're called, in Karate Kid, changing from the red rising sun to a black flower. And then I covered that it changed from black to blue. But there were still some scenes where it kind of looked black. It's 100% blue now. Like you can see there. That's blue.
The black flower is what I remember.
I remember the red rising sun.
Yeah, I don't remember the red rising sun. I remember it in the poster, which it still is. But in the movie and on the action figures, I remember it being black. But definitely not blue.
Yeah, I don't remember the black at all, and I don't remember the flower at all. Also, I didn't show you the other ones, but all the other ones have normal eyes. For some reason, this one dwarf has red eyes. I don't know why. That's fun to throw it in there. What's next? And this comes from Pushin' Buttons. Pushin' Buttons 62 had to do with a video that Brian did, Brian Staveley. He did some work, and I wanted to share it. Because I don't know if it was shared or not, but I thought it was awesome. So, he did the Legend album, and it's there for comparison. But also Food Brian instead of Food Lion. And guys, I got to tell you, I don't remember the Black Lion. I don't. I know it's a newer logo and everything, but I've never seen it black before. Just want to put that out there. And there's more. He did more.
What's the point of this here? Why does he have Stavely on there?
Because because it had something to do. Pushing Buttons, tell us in the chat so I don't mess it up. It was because Brian did a video about something and he did the artwork for it. Like he did artwork representing it. I believe that's what it is. Pushing, you gotta help me here. I am tired right now.
But what's the change?
It's not a change. This isn't logos or residue or anything. This is just showing Pushing Buttons stuff. The next one is great. I love it. It reminds me of the what is it? Like Food Theory and stuff like that. It reminds me of their videos. I love it. Well, I guess there is a change though. I don't remember the Black Lion. I remember blue and white, not black. And that is the lion now in Food Lion. Brian always says, if I locked 100 people in a grocery store.
Yep.
So that's where this came from. Thank you, Pushing Buttons. Residue can be found in a movie with Jamie Kennedy wearing Red Rising Sun bandana. I may already have it. I will check to see if I have it. If not, I'll go look for it. Food Lion Noise Guru is a grocery store. I know it's in Maryland because it's also in Delaware, southern Delaware. It's not here though. No problem. Thank you.
All right, we got the last one of the night coming up here. This is a good one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I agree. You need to add the 100 people Brian locks in. You could just do like the hands, like zombie hands on the doors. I agree with Barbara.
What did she say?
She said,
Oh,
yeah, she said, she's the one who said it. You have to lock, it's 100 people locked in. I'm glad you're reading because I can't talk anymore. I'm losing my voice.
all right. Credit Imaginationary Man.
Yes.
Stephen has found something that not only is a Mandela effect, but also makes absolutely no sense the way it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Foreigner. Another little thing. I do not remember the logo like this. Broken Dots. Do you? Most of their albums use this logo. It's always been their official logo.
Do you remember the dots?
I do remember that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I do remember
You
that.
do? Do you remember the R's like that?
Yep.
Because one is open and the other one's closed almost.
Yeah. Yeah, they always had a weird logo like that for me.
I don't remember that.
It always
I don't remember
stood
the dots.
It always stood out for me when I looked at it.
That's weird. I did find residue of it not like that. But just one. Splatter does too.
Look at the image above. It's a popular song by Foreigner. What comes before Hero? Please spell out what is pictured above, the first part of the song title.
So please write out this song title in the chat.
Now, most people I know never even heard of this song. I don't know how. It was a big hit.
Philo says jukebox. That's why I gave them the visual cue there. And Angels Don't Fall says juke space box. All right, guys, which reality are you from? Philo or Angels? Barbara says jukebox, one word. Philo is one word, I think. Green Sleeves is one word, jukebox. Noise Guru is two words. Splatter is one word. Mr. Super Sidewinder is one word. Pushing Buttons is one word. Ken Raz, one word. Record machine.
Oh,
I miss them in diners.
reminded me of something interesting I wanted to mention real quick.
What's that?
So, I love rock and roll. You know how she says dancing there by the record machine?
Yeah, there's already been a Mandela at that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Now, anybody who really knows about rock knows she's not the original singer. It was by a group called the Arrows. Joan Jett was a cover.
Okay.
So they did I Love Rock and Roll first. Now, I heard their song today on my playlist that I was playing at work. And they say dancing as well in the original version. So that's been Mandela too, the original version and Joan Jett's version.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember both songs being standing there.
Standing.
Both the original and Joan Jett's version have both changed. Yep, I Want Candy was a cover too. Philo's right.
RRFTB, welcome, says jukebox, one word.
Joan Jett's
one word for Ryo.
was better.
Ryo. Huh?
I agree with Pushing Buttons. Joan Jett's was better.
Oh,
But
Joan. I've never heard the original.
Yep. It's okay. It's not as good as Joan Jett's, but it's okay.
It's okay. You're okay.
Yeah, let us covers Angels Don't Fall, but that's not the point. The point is the original has been Mandela as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they both say dancing there by the record machine now. They both used to say standing.
2 words for Splatter. Oh, You said one word before splatter.
All right, moving on. In our past, this song was Jukebox Hero with one word. But in hushed reality,
And
jukebox.
then that's an autocorrect.
Yeah,
in
what
this
if,
reality?
what that was? What does that mean?
Yeah. That's an autocorrect. Me rushing to get done. Go ahead.
But what did you mean to write?
I wrote in this reality.
Okay, but in this reality, jukebox is not in the title. Instead, it's juke space box, 2 words. Do you remember the song having 3 separate words in the title?
That looks so dumb to me. But there's more to this.
Yeah, jukebox is 1 word. That's ridiculous. The word juke on its own has little to do with music. The most accepted definition are to avoid someone or dance. So making the word jukebox 2 words makes literally no sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it does dance box, but that's not the most accepted one. Can you go back for a second and actually read the definition at the top?
Oh, I can't see that. Oh, wait, I could zoom in. What am I talking
Yeah.
about? I'm not reading them all.
No. Just the 1 and 2. They're the most accepted definitions for juke. It's in sports, make a sham move to mislead an opponent, or turn or bend quickly, typically to avoid someone or something. I juked around the corner. And then they added dance to the music of a jukebox, though. That's the reason why dance was added. Because a jukebox existed. The jukebox existed, so it really has nothing to do with music. So to call it a juke space box song, it makes no sense. Go on.
I should also mention that the title of this song is the only place jukebox exists with 2 words. It's still jukebox 1 word everywhere else.
Yes. So creative freedom, sure, except it doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't make sense.
No, stupid. And I checked my CDs and stuff. It has changed to 2 words.
Uh-huh.
It used to say 1 word.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that Heroes is not a Mandela effect. It is the name of one of their albums and the name of their tour that was canceled in 2020, but is coming back this year.
And apparently, a lot of times they tour, they also call the tour the Jukebox Heroes Tour, over and over again. Also, look at White Snake's logo. The W is merged with itself. The A is a diagonal. It's merged with the K. All these bands' logos are merging and doing weird stuff. I just want to point that out. So here's current reality jukebox hero, 3 words. Now I want to show you something interesting when we get to the residue. Oh, check out the shallow side logo. Look at that.
That's stupid.
The A is like a 4 going into the I. It's so weird. All right, so right now we just have jukebox 1 word, hero and heroes. The way we remember it. This one. So this is a t-shirt and an album. sold at Walmart. Can you zoom in on the red one first, please? Do we see it? There's no dot between the E and the B, making it 2 words. Juke, box, heroes. Now, can you go to the left to the t-shirt? There's a dot. It's 1 word. And at the top, it's close up. So we have the same design, one with a dot and one without, 1 word and 2 words. Here is one of the only albums where Foreigner is written the way I remember it. And this is the only album I found Jukebox Hero 1 word.
What do you remember? Stephen and Jeff remember that song always being Jukebox 1 word, Hero. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And thank you again to Imaginationary Man for sharing his find.
And then I also wrote, did I write no dot? Yeah, no dot. No dot, making it 2 words there. That's the CD. Well, guys, we're coming up to almost 2 hours now. And it is 3 a.m. on the East Coast. Jeff, would you mind doing a shout out? Because I am really having trouble talking.
And I'm having trouble too, but I'll do it.
Thank you.
There's only so much I could see, though.
I'll try to, if you can't see somebody and I remember, I'll say their name. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got Super Mario, Noise Guru, Mr. Super Sidewinder, Angels Don't Fall, Follow Fire, Pushing Button 62, Ragamine Mikado, Jehovah's Daughter Barbara, Reality is Complex, Paradoxine Oxide, Green Sleeves 20, Mr. Super Sidewinder, that's all I can see here.
Oh, there's a lot more. Angels Don't Fall, Philo Fire, Pushing
I
Button
said both
62.
of them.
We had, trying to remember the actual, it's 1982. Ken Raz, Ken was here.
Ever
Up to See the Face.
was here.
RRFTV.
Yep. I was going to say that one next. Let's see.
I'm looking for the car one. Ladder 420, yep. I'm scrolling. Green, you got Green Sleeves 20,
Yeah.
that's right. I'm scrolling. There were a couple people that only commented once, and that's why I'm seeing if I can see them.
Moon
I
Freedom.
can't scroll up. Moon Freedom, yeah. I can't scroll up past
Mustard
242.
Honest Hunter O'Brien.
It's 2:59, and I can only see 2:42 a.m.
Michael Fontaine, how could I forget him? Euler Greg, how could I forget him?
Euler Greg was here, yeah.
Oh, there's a couple more. GT 1982 Mustang.
That's the one I was looking for.
Basil Battle Dragon.
Oh, I didn't see them. Welcome, I'm sorry.
Alex Jones is Shilling Vitamins. I've never seen him before.
Welcome.
Bellator Senex.
Bellator Senex, yes.
Analog Lime was here.
Analog Lime, yes. Guys, if you're here and we haven't said your name, say hi in the chat. That's the easiest way for us to see you.
I think that's
No, JRG Mighty was here. I know there was more. That's the problem. I'm sorry, guys. If we missed you, I'm sorry. Oh, Honest Hunter O'Biden changed his name to O'Brien because he said that we called him that one night. And it fit because of St. Patty's Day. Basil Dryden says pushing buttons. Yes. So I said, welcome. Totally missed the comment. And I can't scroll back up now. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night. Oh, well, Jeff, will you be there? Uh-oh, we lost Jeff. Or we're going to stick around until Jeff comes back. So, if I missed you guys in the chat and you're still here, just say hi. I'll say goodnight. While we're waiting for Jeff, I'll do a quick update on the landlord situation. He basically made it clear that he is not going to be happy. I gave him a huge chunk of money, and he's not going to be happy until it's completely paid off. Like, we're caught up to the day. So just keep sharing it, please. Share the GoFundMe. That's all I can ask people to do. Please keep sharing it. Please keep sending the prayers. I truly believe in the power of prayer. 100%. And also talking about the Mandela effect. Because the people who say the Mandela effect is bad, I completely disagree. Because if it weren't for the Mandela effect, I wouldn't know any of you. I wouldn't know Jeff. I wouldn't know every person I've met because of the Mandela effect. I wouldn't be on YouTube right now talking to you. And to me, that's a good thing. So I can't believe it's all bad.
I agree, 100%. I have to mention something when you're done.
I'm done. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Angels Don't Fall said something that I was thinking earlier but didn't say. In Jukebox Hero, there's a pause between Juke and Box when he's singing it. Maybe that's the excuse why it's like that now.
Yeah, I would actually say that is a man's excuse, though, because you remember your album or CD being one word.
It's
and
still
so
a
does Imaginationary Man.
But it explains it, though.
Yeah, that's why it would be a man's excuse.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a man's excuse is. Yeah. Is an explanation for why it's different from what we remember.
Yep. So there's already a man's excuse. There you go.
Well, everyone, we are definitely going to say goodnight, but I was in the middle of asking you when you got kicked out, will you be on Hebrew tomorrow night?
I would say maybe, but definitely not at the beginning.
Okay. So you'll maybe see Jeff tomorrow, but you'll definitely see me tomorrow. So everyone stay safe, have a great night, and go to bed. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for checking us out tonight.
Good night, everyone. Okay, it's not playing. Okay, guys, I don't know what's going on. Our outro's not playing.
It played. It's played
it's
both
not-
times. You're good.
All right, it's not playing for me, so I don't know how to end the stream, so you're going to tell me.
Okay.
It's going to be a weird one tonight. Good night, guys.
Smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube. Turn the strap off, 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 please turn it off. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I've seen this show about 1,000,000 times. Not even funny when I'm drunk or high. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I'm telling you now for the 100th time. To change the channel, this show is a crime. Why must we watch Friends? 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 That laugh track is so annoying to me. They wouldn't need it if the show was funny. Why must we watch Friends? 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 There's so much better ways to spend my day than watch TV sing down a cat so smelly. Why must we watch Friends? 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 Why must we watch Friends?